What do you do when you mix the Samsung S9 with the new RhinoShield SolidSuit cases? This.
It's delicious.
So, let's check it out. This new one-piece design sports their new fancy back materials such as the carbon fiber you see here. Basically, it's their PlayProof case we saw previously, but much fancier. Don't worry though, it still sports that hexagon ShockSpread interior lining that'll keep you covered. As usual, installation is super simple, snapping in each corner and voila! The buttons can't be felt out, they're fairly slim, but they provide a satisfying clicky response. Camera cutout around back with a sloped edge for that finger-licking good reader access. And of course the case is thick enough to keep your lens cleared as well. Cutouts are at the bottom, wide enough for most cables and headphones, and it is still wireless charging compatible. Ding! The edges on the sides are lowered to accommodate the curved screen. It's smooth enough that it doesn't cut into you during usage and enough to protect you during drops. The case itself is fairly thin and you won't feel the extra girth during usage. It's a smooth and matte finish, no texture to grip onto, but it's comfortable to use as long as your hands aren't as dry as the Sahara Desert. The top and bottom of the screen is where the extra coverage comes in, basically where it won't affect your one-handed usage. And overall, it's a sleek design that slides in and out of your pocket like a charm. Zing! They've also switched their cases to a Bpa-Free material. Yes, that means you can lick the case and not be worried about growing a second pinky, although I'm not a huge fan of the carbon fiber as a flavor. So look, I'm editing the video and I realize I'm pretty late to it, and the S9 is a fairly old device now. So if you are an Android user and bought one of their newer devices like the Huawei P20 or the OnePlus 6 they just announced, RhinoShield will have the SolidSuit for both of those devices. Just go on their website to be notified by putting your email into one of these boxes. Beep boop boop boop. All the associated links can be found in the description below. It's a nice surprise that it's still compatible with their new line of lenses too, if you're into that new Instagram app and shit. The metal mount allows you to screw in any of their several lens options to get a change in perspective, but we're not focusing on that today, because today we're focusing on protection, which is where the thick top and bottom lip shines its aura. It keeps your screen raised enough to prevent it from licking your tables, or if you like to do this. What? Now if you're wondering how well that fancy carbon fiber holds up, let's find out. Either I'm weak shit or this is the real deal. Probably a little bit of both. But let's be real, you only care about this. You may have seen my last review of this thing they call a case that was able to handle all of this. And that's all thanks to these tiny hexagons on the inside. With a billion times more coverage on this case compared to the crash guard we just saw, it's safe to assume it'll be a billion times better too, right? So let's start light. Alright, okay, calm down, but because we're all about safety first, I highly recommend adding their back skin. It's an impact resistant skin because you never know, but it also acts as an additional security when you want to go caseless on those diet days. And although they don't offer an impact resistant screen protector, they do have a tempered glass option. Do note this is only for scratch resistance though, and you should turn on the touch sensitivity to ensure full compatibility. The tempered glass is great to keep your screen clean and scratch free without interrupting your sexting. It's cut to fit the curved edges of the S9 and sit within the case as well. So you guessed it, let's see how it holds up to the claim of scratch resistance. Yeah, it's got you covered in your pockets with keys and change. I need to emphasize this though, it's not an impact screen protector due to the curved screen, but my philosophy is any protection is better than no protection. Plus, the case does do most of the protection here, so yeah, it's time.
So as expected, that ShockSpread technology does perfectly fine on flat surfaces. But let's see how this baby performs in irregular surfaces where your screen may be the most vulnerable piece.
It's delicious.
Oh man, screen pretty much done. Look at that, nothing. Fortunately,
in the end, the screen does get banged up due to some rocky landings, and you can kind of see each impact point. But I wanted to continue and see if I could get through the case and damage the back or sides of the phone. And yeah, in the end, due to the lack of screen protector, which I highly recommend you pair this case with, even if it's not the RhinoShield one, the case did an amazing job when it's the first point of contact on impact on flat surfaces, but there's not much you can do about landing screen first on a sharp rock. So again, if you want full coverage, pair this with an impact screen protector. And in case you're wondering, here's the aftermath. Still a very fancy, albeit slightly used case now.
wait, I know what you're thinking, so here's 20% off using my code AccessorizeMe, so what are you waiting for? Slim, premium, and tough with the discount. This is an all-around case you just can't go wrong with. A big shout out to RhinoShield for sponsoring the cases and review. It's a huge support for what I do on this channel, but I had complete creative freedom and all drop tests are real. That's it. Check out my new store linked below for accessorized merchandise like this shirt, along with old accessories I no longer use and you can pick up at a bargain price. Like and subscribe if you want to see more, and leave a comment below letting me know what case you want me to review next. I rest my case.